here's part 2. My soul's intention was to experience cancer in this lifetime, but also my soul's intention is to heal from it and teach about it on the other side, of it and getting through it. And that's always good to hear. She says I have 2 spirit guides that were women in past lives who had cancer and survived it, and they're here for me to help me through and guide me. And she said, "No, you are guided." She said, "No, you are guided." And that you are being guided the whole way, but when we're guided by spirit and we let it go, give it to God, we have to give up the questions of how, when, and why. How am I going to get through this? When am I going to get through this? And the whys, like analyzing everything, which that's all I've ever done in my life is analyze, and it's just exhausting. I can't analyze anymore. So I'm just in a place of being and just trusting and having faith that, I don't know, my body right now just doesn't feel like my own. And I just have to, I've always said that this is like my rebirth that is stripping everything and allowing me to reassess who I am. But yeah, am I worthy of standing in this world as me? Can I love and accept myself unconditionally? Can I protect myself with healthy boundaries? Can I listen to what my body needs and not override it? Can I listen to what my soul needs and not override it? Because we as people, we just override our bodies' cues, we override our intuition. And as Robbie said, the mind was never meant to be in our driver's seat. It's only meant to be a support system for the heart and soul and our intuition. But she says when the mind gets in the driver's seat, all things go crazy. Because the mind only regurgitates what it's been taught, where the heart and the soul is tapped into the divine and the infinite knowledge. And this is what I've always known. And so just keeping my head out of it and keeping my head out of it and just being in a place of, I don't know how I'm going to heal from this, but I know I am. But at the same time, you can't be human and dealing with this and not face your mortality over and over and over again. It's just impossible. It's impossible. And yeah, I mean, I hate when I get those images of, foreseeing my death, Yeah, we're all going to die. We're all going to die. I guess I just didn't see myself anytime, now, and as you know, I feel like I have a strong will to be here because I have these books I want to write, and I feel like there's so much to give yet, but at the same time, true surrender is giving it to the universe, and true surrender is not attachment to whether you stay in this body or not. Who can do that? Not many people, but I'm aware that that's what true surrender is. So it's you can't even imagine all the stuff that goes on. And when your body's not feeling right, and this isn't feeling right, and this isn't, it's just like, it can just make your mind go places, and luckily I have, Stacy and Jeej, who are always here encouraging me to talk about every thought that passes through my mind, to not hold back. It's too lonely to hold back those thoughts, and they're real thoughts. This is stuff we all want to avoid. And I know, I have noticed those that have been there for me and those who can't be, because I know this stuff triggers our own fear of death. I do. It would trigger me. So it's not easy to be around. It's not easy to hear. But so I just really do commend, those of you who've just been there with me in spirit and just, reaching out here and there. It just means the world to me, because it can be very lonely. I just long to feel a part of me again, and I have my moments. I have to say that the steroids that they gave me yesterday have given me a reprieve that made me go, oh my God, I feel somewhat normal. Yeah, that's what this feels like. But it's starting to wear off. But I'm always grateful for that reprieve. But what else contributed to my depression was I had to cancel my trip to Africa with my dad and Jeej at the end of September. And I most recently had to cancel my trip to Minnesota, which was supposed to be this week, August 4th through the 11th. I just am not up to traveling. I feel tired and I feel fatigued, and there's a lot of times I just want to take naps, and could imagine standing in an airport, waiting in line, being on an airport, and then with the whole COVID situation, it's just way too much, and I had to cancel my trip back to Minnesota, and that makes me so sad, because I want to see my family, and yet I'm walking through these circumstances that downright suck, and I'm tired of it, and I'm not giving in. That isn't what I'm saying. It's just so tiring, but I have to really look at, God, can I allow myself to really be in this world and be me and be worthy of being here? These are questions we don't even realize that are in there. And I have to share this amazing little Michael Jackson connection that he always somehow every once in a while gives me a real sign that he's right here. And I know, I've written a book about my journey with Michael of spirit. And the other day, out of nowhere, his nephew Taj, who I think is a year younger than me, reached out to me randomly. I haven't heard from him since February. It's not like we're friends or anything, but we've been aware of each other for the last few years, and he knows of my book, and he met me one time 3 years ago, and just briefly, and he says, I sense good people, and you're one of them. He said, I sensed it the minute I met you, and he says, I too have the ability to know who's on the journey of spirit. And he said, it's obvious you are. Anyway, so I've always kind of been shocked that he's reached out to me, but he reached out to me just a couple of days ago randomly and asked, he said, I've been thinking about the Halloween 40th anniversary of Thriller party we're going to be throwing. And he said, I wanted to reach out to you and wanted to know if you had an idea for a costume this year. Wait, what? Random. In the midst of my darkness, you're reaching out to ask about that? And I said, gosh, I actually hadn't thought about it, but thank you for thinking of me and for wanting to invite me again. And I said, I guess I'm not really one big on Halloween costumes, but I guess I would just go as Peter Pan again because it's just worked last time and it seems like the right one. And he wrote back and he said, "It's good, it was a great costume, and I was hoping you'd probably redo that one." And he said, "But I know what you're going through, and I know you're going to get through this." He says, "But it's important to have visions of future things and hope." And he said, my uncle wanted me to let you know, to see yourself in that future moment as Peter Pan at the 40th anniversary of Thriller. Like, oh, come on. Like, you can't write these scripts. And that was all he wrote. That was what he he said, "I just want you to, I know you're going through a hard time, and I just want you to keep the faith and keep that vision." So whatever. I mean, this is my life. It's always been my life. It's the mixture of all of it. So I've got some good things going on, just so you know. When Dr. Fisher told me that they didn't really know what to do, it kind of liberates me to start really looking at alternative stuff that I probably wouldn't have really pursued before, but I am. So I got a significant donation from a former client who allowed me to purchase this machine, a hydrogen making machine that has shown amazing effects. You breathe it in, creates hydrogen water and all of that, and creates amazing healing effects. Lots of studies, and even on ovarian cancer. And a dear friend of mine who has ovarian has been sleeping with this for 8 hours a night, and some other things. So we got that. That allowed us to get that, which I'm grateful for. I'm also gonna start these suppositories that have this vitamin B17. It's from apricot seeds that has anti-tumor properties, with a mixture of Rick Simpson oil, which is a high dose of CBD that also has a lot of research behind it. These are outside the conventional box, and then on August 9th, I've been selected by Dr. Joe Dispenza's team. They're doing a remote healing study for 3 months, 1 hour a week, where his trained meditators from all over the world will be meditating on me and my healthy, vibrant self, and I will be meditating along with them. So that's exciting. That starts August 9th, and for those of you who don't know Joe Dispenza, if you look him up, he's written many books. You Are the Placebo, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, Supernatural. He's had incredible healings from meditation, stage 4 cancer, various health conditions that were previously incurable. So to be part of his study, I'm just honored because it's specifically for active cancer students. Yeah, I guess I'm a student. Patients. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to those things. So I've got a mixture of everything going on. Anyway, I've been talking a long time, but it's been a long update. There's a lot going on. And if you made it through both of these, part 1 and part 2, thank you. And again, thank you for your love, your support, your prayers, your donations, just not being able to work and just not knowing how to plan things. Nothing's predictable. I never know how my body's going to be. Oh, it's rough. But I keep going because of all of you, and because I know it's my soul's intention to be here. All right, I love you all. Be kind, good. When we heal our hearts, we heal the world. And movement equals life. Love you. Bye.